Hello everyone, I hope you're well, and today I've got a very special video because it is an interview with the legend Ian Wright. So in my last video, which got a lot of love by the way, so thank you so much for that, you might have seen that Ian Wright is the gaffer of London Volta squad for FIFA 21. When we were filming together a few weeks ago, everyone basically got like 10 minutes one-on-one time with him to do whatever they wanted. Not whatever they wanted to do, but you get the idea. So yeah, some people did like crazy skill videos, other people did like two-touch or funny question games, whatever. The Arsenal fan in me just wanted to chat to him for as long as possible. So it was literally a 10-minute chat interview type thing where we just talk about Arsenal, his love for the club, Aubameyang signing the new contract, all that sort of stuff. It's probably one for the Arsenal fans, but if you love Righty, hopefully you'll enjoy this as well. Fingers crossed, I think we might be able to film with Ian a few more times in the near future as well. So leave in the comments any questions that you think I should ask him next time I see him. Like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more because I've got a lot more content coming soon, including a FIFA series dropping soon. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. I'm now joined by my hero, Ian Wright. Ian, how you doing, mate? Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
It's great to be
honestly,
here.
You always make me happy. He's a happy guy. So we are here, obviously, FIFA 21, the Volta squad. He's our new gaffer. Volta, it's all about street football. I actually want to know though, because everyone knows like, your story is so interesting, it's so different. That how important do you genuinely feel like street football? You know, it's such a London thing as well. You feel that like growing up on and playing in the streets, in the cages and stuff like that. How important do you think that was? For you?
Well, for me, obviously the cages came along at a time where I wish we was able to play in the cages because they honed the skills even more. We played a lot more on the street where you had to try and make sure that you didn't get too close to the pavement, so you do your skills by pulling it back. We used to do skills as well on the street where you'd see how many people you could take on in a certain kind of width restricted kind of place. And that's how you'd hone your skills, you know, taking people on. You know, people would like kick the ball from far and you'd have to control it, and then all those kind of things just naturally just continually honed what you were doing. But I think for me, the biggest indictment I can give to myself, what Steve Coppell said to me when I got in at 22, he actually said to me, never change the way you see football in respect of from an enjoyment point of view and an expressive point of view, and that is what Volta's about. It's about expression, and this is why with the cages and being close proximity to someone else, having to think quickly on your feet, and you're watching the guys all the time, thinking of different ways to try and beat people, and that is what I like about the cage football. That's what I like about Volta, because you have to continually try to be expressive and try to create something.
And also for you, like the way your career has gone, you're like late bloomer, late onto the stage, and then lit it up. Obviously, Arsenal legend, and now going into punditry. But like, or say going into punditry, you're established. You know what I mean? We were talking about earlier about you and your chat with Aubameyang, right? And how Aubameyang said he wants to leave a legacy. We'll go on to that. But for you, when you were playing, did you realise, was that like a genuine key consideration for you of like, obviously you love the club so much, but was that even in your head like, one, I want to become a legend here, and two, like, did you feel like you were leaving a legacy when you were playing there? Did you realise how iconic you were?
No, because while you're doing it, you're under so much pressure to actually perform and continue to perform, because Arsenal would be able to, like we saw in the end when Nicolas Anelka came along and Thierry came along, they had the capabilities of bringing people in that might take your position. And so what you're doing while you're playing is just trying to continue to get to a level of consistency, whereas whether that's make sure you play well enough, make sure you score enough goals so you can stay in the team next week. Not like now, they'll rotate. If I scored, I genuinely thought, yes, I'll definitely be playing next week. So those are the things that you thought of. But you don't realise the rate in which you're scoring until you finish, really. People start telling you about your goal ratio, how many you scored, and stuff like that. But then it's only as I got closer to the record and realising what happens if you break the record and what people will think of you. And then you start thinking about, I got here so late. I got there at 28. So it was a late time to get to Arsenal. So to end up then breaking the record, what was there, you know, once you finish, you realise, Mike, that, wow, I've done something. And then, you know, I'll tell you when you realise, when Thierry breaks it and they make so much fuss about it, you realise that you've done something really special. But, you know, going on to be like how people see me now is simply because with David Rocastle, when we were kids, came off the same estate, and he was at Arsenal when he was like in 1983, when he was a youngster, you know, as a youth team player, and the whole estate started to support Arsenal. I think Crystal Palace fans and people think that, oh, I just jumped onto Arsenal because I played for them. The fact is, when David Rocastle went to Arsenal, everyone on the honour estate started to support Arsenal.
Yeah.
So that's where my affinity of Arsenal came from. So to end up playing with him after I used to meet David and he used to say, you're good enough, you should be a professional. To end up playing with him and playing for Arsenal, becoming their top goal scorer it's really quite hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yeah. But that's, and obviously with Aubameyang saying he wants to stay and he wants to create that new legacy as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel, you'll chat with him as well.
Yeah.
How important a figure do you feel he is for us at the moment? Because like we've said, like all the legends that have been at the club who've maybe left or didn't quite kind of eventually fulfil that like connection with the club.
Yeah.
How important do you think he's been one of the most important figures that we've had over?
I'm not just saying it because obviously Thierry's the king and he was great.
Yeah.
And
Thierry's Thierry. You know?
He went on to be our top goal scorer and one of the greatest players in the Premier League. But the most important signing I think our club has ever made is Dennis Bergkamp. Because
for sure.
Everything changed, and it's no coincidence that the success that we had from '95 onwards all coincides with Dennis being there. But that was an important signing. For Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang not to sign would have been disastrous for us, because when you listen to Mikel and when he speaks, our whole game plan, and when you see the goal, I think it was the first goal against Man City. I think it could have been against Liverpool. You saw the goal against Fulham.
Yeah.
You saw how we played against Man City and Liverpool, and that. It all ends up with him finishing off. He is integral to everything what we're doing. So if he doesn't sign, we can't go to plan A, B, C or D. So for him to sign for us, when teams wanted him, people wanted him, and for him to let the fans see that when we need him the most, he stayed. He's going on to be a legend. He will be a legend. And when I spoke to him, when I continuously spoke to him, and he always talked about, I want the fans to see me as somebody that they can trust and they can love as their legend. And that was one of the main reasons why he stayed, because, you know, there's, like I say, I won't mention their names, but there's players that should be legends at our club.
I think all Arsenal fans know that.
You know what we're talking about. There should be legends at our club because they were magnificent, but they left at a time
when the club needed
them the most. And this is why Aubameyang is going to go down as one of the greats. I genuinely hope that he's there long enough to start smashing some records and getting up there, simply because...
Would you like to see him smash your record?
Well, to be honest, I think he's got a good chance of his rate of at least reaching mine. I think he's got a chance. He's scoring at an alarming rate. And remember last season, the creativity side from the midfield was absolutely non-existent. So he's one of those players that can get a 40, 45 goals a season. So I hope he does it, because he's the perfect kind of striker and hero that Arsenal fans needed.
And also the way you developed from legend on the pitch to now off it, and I think you're so unique in the way that you've been, like, you're an ambassador with the club, but you're so closely connected to it. You've got like Robert Pires, for example, who's still like out there like coaching and stuff. But I feel like you're the only person who's gone from being a legend on the pitch to now being so closely linked to the club off it, as almost like the glue between the old and what makes it prestigious and to now. And even like, I'm not saying you're the reason why Aubameyang signed, but a player like you is a player, and a person like you is so important, I think, for the club. How do you see your role actually within the club? Like,
you know, the thing is, Michael, I'm there for the club in any capacity they want to use me in. And the fact is, because I love the club so much, and it's funny because, like, it's getting a load of people coming at me about saying it's the greatest club in the world. And, like, I had some people explaining to the people, and they're saying they're not the greatest club in the world. To me and to Arsenal fans, Arsenal are the greatest club in the world. And what I try to explain to people is the way that Arsenal treated me from the time I got there, the time I was there, and everything that I've done from there on. The only reason why I can have this kind of stuff is because of Arsenal's global support and the fact that I love the club so much. And so, like I said at the start there, I would do anything that the club asked me to do simply because I love the club. You know, of course, I've got an affinity through Adidas and that, but I would watch every single game if I could, because once I stop playing, I'm a supporter of the club and I care about the club. So, you know, it's not something that was planned to be done.
But straight away, as soon as you retire, I'm going to be this person.
I'm going to go and do that. It's just because of the love I have for the place.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, no, that's it. We'll call it a day there.
No worries, man.
On behalf of all Arsenal fans, honestly, I just love this guy so much. I can't believe it. Like, my dad would be looking at me like, it's ridiculous. Like, you're my dad's hero. And yeah, I get to chat to him. Yeah, really, so Steve, this one's for you.
Nice one, Dad.
There you go. Thank you so much.
I love you, Mikey.
Sick.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
No worries, Mikey, man. Anytime, Mike. Anytime.